Hello there. So this is going to be like a video recording, a demonstration of the web application that I just finished doing. And it's a expense tracker specifically made for Filipinos. So I localized it to adapt to the cultural context of Filipino expenses. So it's not like the usual Western style, because here in the Philippines we have certain transactions that don't require or they don't use receipts. So for example, like taking public transport, like jeepney rides, or buying the local convenience stores, which we call like sari-sari stores here in the Philippines. So those the underground economy doesn't really uh, issue receipts. So I made an application that using AI that understands that context. So this the name of the application is called Resiboko, which is translated in English, my receipts. So it's the idea is that it builds the habit of recording or tracking your day-to-day expenses. So that's the whole goal. So it's just to encourage Filipinos to start uh, habitually tracking their expenses, and you get rewarded for doing that. So there's like a sort of like a gamification concept context as well. And I made it very, very easy that you don't even have to, the Filipinos or the ones going to be using it don't even have to like do so many complicated stuff. They can just type it, they can just talk to the application, they can just upload a screenshot, or they can use the camera to take a photo of the receipt, for example. So in that context, so the idea here is that you master your expenses. Gastos is expenses in our language, one snap at a time. So that's the whole idea. So this is the website that I made. So this is the landing page. So it basically captures the usual day-to-day expenses like food, buying groceries, transportation, when you do your own personal shopping, payment for utility bills like electricity, the internet, and if you want to spend entertainment. So I put it here, and this is like a snapshot of like what happens when you capture the expenses, when you track it. So it has different, you can use the camera, you can use your voice, you can use type, and then you can see basically in the web application where your expenses are going. So it basically categorizes everything that you uh, track. And then the cool thing that I added, which uses Gemini as the brain, is the character that I created called Piso. Piso is just like an AI financial coach or financial analyst basically that looks into your day-to-day expenses and tells you if there's any cash leaks. For example, like if you're spending too much on, like in my case, I'm spending too much on Starbucks. So it's basically it basically tells you that maybe you want to spend and you can maybe you want to lessen the expenses there and save, because that's equivalent to this amount, which you can actually put into better use, right? So very easy. It's just to basically create an account. I'll run you through how the account is created here. Um, and then you just simply track your expenses, and then you can see your basically your money story. So yeah, so this is basically the website. So what I'll going to do is I'm just gonna for this demo purposes I'm gonna log into my own personal account. So this uses the Google sign in. So it just made it easier for Filipinos to just access the application just using their Gmail. So in this particular case, I'll just access it using my own email. So there you go. Since I have this already account, it skips the process already of like choosing which account. So this is basically how it looks like, the application. Uh, so as you can see, in my particular case, since I'm the admin, so I have unlimited use, I can basically test it. So the functions are all here. It's just a one page, everything is in just one page, where the user tracks their expenses. So they can either upload their receipt, they can use the camera, or they can just manually type. or use their voice. They can record their voice. Let's say grab ride, 25 pesos today. So the AI understands already that you those three variables or three data points, and it would just fill in those information here. Uh, and then you can see your transaction history. So that's the second layer here, where you can see your daily transactions, your weekly transactions, your monthly, quarterly, yearly, and all the transactions that you basically did over time, right? So, and then there is a component where if you send this to your accountant or if you want to see it on a spreadsheet, there is a component where you sync it to Google Sheets. So it will basically put all the updated or put all your expenses or your transactions there. And then, or if you just don't want to use Google Sheets, you can just basically download it as a CSV file. You can send it to your accountant. The cool thing about the application, I think, is just the character that I created, which is Pisa, the AI assistant. So it basically looks for here. It's localized, so it's a bit it's in Filipino. So tipid means where you can save. So find tipid tips or what happened, anyari sa pera ko is basically what happened to my money. So it's basically the AI. If you click on that, it will review all your expenses and then see where you've been overspending or where you can actually save a bit more. You know? So in my particular case, whenever I run this, it's always coffee. Or you can actually ask specific questions like where did I spend, how much did I spend for food, how much did I spend for let's say transport, and it will just basically run that as well. Let's say, for example, if I click how much did I spend food for the month, let's see what Piso will say for this is going to be for the month of November. So as of this recording, it is actually November. So let's wait. Oh yeah, for example, today I bought bread. So on the side, it's just like 10 pesos in here, and then food and dining. So I can save that transaction here. So there you go, saves it there. If there's a mistake, let's say I made a mistake in typing something or I miscategorized it, I can just go back to it and then I can just um, basically edit this thing, right? So so here, so this is basically, again, this is still localized. It's Filipino, so it's basically saying, "How are you?" So this is Piso. It's ready to check your financial pulse. Looking at your transactions, remember the food and dining category is has reached around 9,659.15 cents. It's kind of big. It says, and you have a lot of entries for Starbucks and Coke Zero, which is true because I usually buy both a lot. Plus you have your daily meals. No? So it's basically advising me like it's very normal, especially if you're busy and you just want to have a quick bite. But again, it's trying to say that maybe if I should lessen it as well. So, but it's pretty much, it's pretty happy because I'm monitoring. So, konting-konti lang ang adjustments, malaki ng difference sa ipon mo, galing kaya mo yan. So, it's basically encouraging me like to start looking into saving or trying to lessen that expenses. So yeah, this is generally how the application works. Aside from that, it's like rewards you for documenting so it's trying to build a habit of documenting or your daily expenses. So you're tracking your daily expenses. So I basically created like a sort of like this like a simple gamification where let's say you do streaks. If you're familiar with Duolingo, where you when you keep on talking to it or when you keep on using it, it basically builds the habit of having like a streak. So in this particular case, you do have like streaks, and then so I created like a virtual coin or something like that, which you can actually redeem, especially if like you got sick and you weren't able to track during the day and you don't want to lose that streak, so you can redeem that streak. You can also gift the use of the application for them to have like credits to another person. So you can also use this one to send it to someone else. Aside from that, you're rewarded for helping other people build also the habit. So I also created like a referral. system where they can, if people start using it, or if you have a friend who you want to help also build the habit of tracking their expenses, you can just send your referral code, and then referral code, if the person starts tracking their expenses or track the receipts like 3 times, both of you get like 500 credits or 500 points. So the credits, you can use that because since it's AI, especially if you use certain tools like the AI analysis, it consumes credits, of course, the API costs. So it's just again, to be able to uh, give value, but at the same time within a certain context. So yeah, so this is basically the Resiboko application. It looks pretty good on a desktop and it looks pretty good also on a mobile phone. So, but yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you get to see and get to try the Resiboko application.